All right, so I am going to make sure we record. Some people love the recording. Um, all right, Summit's note taker, I'll let you in since you're here. Cynthia usually always likes to take notes. All right. Sometimes I let note takers in, especially if I know them and
Hmm.
they're pretty regular or I coach with them. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, so that helps as well. All right. And sometimes, believe it or not, this might be a private coaching call or not private,
Hey.
but
Yeah.
one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because I don't see anybody yet. So yeah, typically the way it goes, we start with a win or a gratitude. I always want to start with a win or gratitude because wherever focus goes, energy flows, results shows. I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins.
Mhm.
And then we go into topics. Sometimes it's open. Sometimes it's something I really want to cover. So what's your big win or gratitude?
Big win. Let's see. I'd say snagging that like company that helps with dementia patients and getting their listings. So
No.
that I feel like is a pretty big win. I met them this week and it looks like it's going to be a nice fit. So, that'll be a nice side hustle, if I will, like a something I can nurture and do well with. And then gratitude for actually doing well when we're on a downturn. I
Yes.
feel
Good.
I'm fortunate that things are okay for me when I know other agents might be struggling. So
Yes, exactly. Good. Good, good, good. Evelyn, welcome. How are you? You might be multitasking.
Good morning. Fantastic.
Awesome. Big win or gratitude?
Big win this past weekend. I hosted a free community event to the public to teach them how to buy their first investment. And I got myself 10 leads out of that.
woo.
Wow. Good job.
Yes, it was such a success. I partnered up with my State Farm friend and a CPA. So we started inviting our whole book of business, and we got a full room full of people none of us knew.
Wow. That's awesome. So, how many speakers?
Just us three. Me, State Farm Insurance, and my CPA. So we helped my friend purchase a State Farm mixed use building. So we used her as an example on what all happened behind the scenes to purchase her property, like building an entity, having your numbers in your bank statements in place, and just explaining how the whole experience went.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good, 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 good. Summer, if you want to share a little bit about you, Evelyn doesn't know you, and vice versa. We got a lot of time. I think it's going to maybe be a small group today. So share just, quick elevator pitch, I guess, each. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm an Indianapolis based agent. I've been in the business 8 years and I'm with EXP recently in the last like 2.5, 3 years. Um, I am just now forming a team, even though I probably should have done it a really long time ago. I just white knuckled it for a while. Um, most of my TikToks and Instagrams are my lead sources. So almost 100% of my business comes from social media. And I've just been kind of plowing through it.
Cool. Thank you. Evelyn, how about you? You want to share something?
Yeah, so I'm here in Los Angeles. I'm not with EXP. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who's not in EXP. I was referred to Joe by his best friend. I took another mentorship course with his friend who only focuses on commercial buildings. And so I met Joe, and he helped me build my business and gave me more ideas on how to expand. And I'm
Mhm.
still in commercial real estate. That's all I focus on in multifamily and mixed use.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I tried commercial for about 6 months and got beat up, so I left.
That's the
It is,
problem.
yeah,
Keep
I it was
giving
such a
up.
Yeah, it was a very hard, I kept getting stonewalled by a lot of because I'm in Indiana, and I mean, it's not as friendly towards women agents here still. So when I tried to get into commercial here, it was a I couldn't get them to call me back. They were just like it was bad. So I was like, well, guess I can't do that. So that's kudos to you because I know that's not easy to get into.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You just reminded me, Summer. I got to connect you with one of my other agents who I was coaching for a long, long time. I kept pushing buy investment, buy investment. I think she just bought a 16 unit in Indiana and she's
Oh,
working on 24 unit. I don't know if she closed it, but maybe remind me. I'll connect you guys. She's amazing.
yeah, absolutely. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Good. Good, 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 good. Yeah, so you guys have any specific topics, questions today? I think it's just going to be three of us today.
Um, I don't necessarily. I mean, I'm just kind of like here to listen and take in
Okay,
whatever is
no
coming
problem.
out.
No problem. How about you, Evelyn? You got a specific topic, question?
Yeah, it's more of a systematical question. I'm having a really hard time organizing my buyers on my list. I'm so used to working with sellers. It's pretty much what I do. I just focus on targeting sellers. So now I'm getting a lot of buyers and I feel like I'm missing something. And I maybe if you can give us just a rundown what you do with buyers. So let's say you pick up a buyer today, right? And you get their number, their email. So what are your next moves? What are your follow-up moves with these buyers?
Absolutely. Great, great question. So I always start with lender. I want to make sure that they're qualified before, and I tell them like this. I try to position it where it's not offensive or arrogant. And I say, hey, you know what, Evelyn? Not sure how much you qualify for, or if you're paying cash, which one is it? Then, typically they'll say financing. Well, you know what, Evelyn? I'm super excited you're going to be working with me. But first things first, it's one of those things that I want to make sure that we're showing and looking at the right property before starting going out there. Because I'll tell you what, if we could sell you that $3 million property on the coast in La Jolla, I'd love to take you there, but if the lender says, you know what, let's start with, 500,000, I'm not 100% sure. So let's start with the lender first and then go from there. And then usually I get cooperation, especially if I share that example. Then by all means, buyers who buy. That's always been my mentality. Buyers will talk to my lender. They'll meet me at my office. They'll do exactly what I say. If you get any pushback at all, I'm starting to get pushback myself because buyers, unfortunately, could be a time suck if you let them. I
Hmm.
always tell people have also the mindset of, hey, I'm going to be a buyer agent with this buyer. I'm not going to be a travel agent. Travel agents, you're gonna show them like umpteen number of properties. I mean, a few times I showed like 50, 60 properties. That's just way too many homes.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to step in just a little because I actually am the reverse. I went from being super heavy buyer's agent, got my systems all together, and now I'm listing heavy. And I'm like, ugh, now I got to build systems for listings. Do you have what CRM so you only do commercial, yes? Pretty much.
Yes, I'm on follow-up, boss.
Okay. So with buyers, the way, I mean, mine funnel's a little different because mine's coming from social media. I'm not sure where yours is coming from, but the way I have it set up is whenever they come through, whether you're inputting them into your CRM or they're calling you and it's funneled through something that you've got set up. Um, so for me, they contact me through my website or whatever. It sends them a text message link that says, hey, when would you like to schedule a call to have this consultation? It goes to my calendar, it syncs to my calendar, And then I have my CRM set it up to send them automatic reminders until our appointment. So let's say our appointment's on Saturday morning. They'll get a text message once they set the appointment. Thank you so much for setting up the appointment. Summer's super excited to see you. Here's what to expect from your phone call. And they also get a CRM email that says pretty much the same thing. I find that buyers, the one thing I've learned is like if you go to a seminar or if you go somewhere where you buy a ticket to something and you don't tell them what to expect, they don't show up because they're like, well, I don't know what's going to happen when I get there. So I find that when I set it up to where they get a little email or text message that says, hey, this is what to expect with our phone call, um, they tend to show up more. And then once they set that appointment, they get the little nudge of like, hey, this is what to expect. The day of the appointment, they get another text message that comes from my CRM that says, hey, today's the day. Super excited to talk to you at 3 o'clock. Um, here's the number just in case we get disconnected. See you soon. And then 3 o'clock rolls around, it sends them a text message like 5 minutes before, like Summer's about to call you in 5 minutes, be ready. And then we have our conversation. And the same thing with the conversation, just like Joe said, I always tell them the first thing I say is, same thing, how are you planning on financing this? And if they say, well, I need a lender, or I'm not sure, or I need to do a 1031 exchange or whatever it is, I always tell them, do you have a budget in mind? Even if they don't have a lender, and then I say, well, okay, you want $1 million property, but I don't want to take you to find $1 million property and you fall in love with it and find out that you're only qualified for um, 600. And typically they're like, oh, that's true. I guess I'll whatever. And then once we're done with our consultation, then I will the CRM sets up another system where it says, thank you so much for our conversation. If you have any more questions, let me know. If they don't show up there for their appointment, I have it branch off from there to like, hey, I know it's really scary to have this conversation. Let me know if you want to reschedule. And I let my CRM do all the nurturing so that you're not using all your time, chasing people. Um, and the same thing like what Joe says, I don't show them 900 places. I let them pick two or three, and then I'll pick two or three based on what I'm seeing for them, because a lot of times you get catfished because you think like, oh, this picture looks really good of this building or whatever, and then you get there and you're like, this is a dump. So I try to steer them as well because I think they know what they want and then they don't. Um, so I also suggest two or three properties as well, just to kind of keep them interested. I don't know if any of that's helpful to you, but
Yes. So your first initial email with listings, do you set them up on an email campaign or do you handpick only three? Is that your number? Just three?
no, so I asked them, hey, send me some pictures or send me some Zillows or whatever that you're seeing that you're like. And that way I can get a feel for the type of place that they're looking for. Because a lot of times, the only way I can give you an example is I am a historic home and unique home specialist. That's what I do. And so I'll get a buyer every once in a while that's like, oh, I love historic homes. And I'm like, great. Can you show me your top three choices that are on the market right now? And they'll send me a building or a house that's historic on the outside and somebody's gutted the inside and made it all brand new. And I'm like, oh, you don't want an old house. You want an old looking house with all new features. So I always have them send me a couple and then I turn around and give them two or three listings that I think would also be something that they'd be wanting to look at. So I have them send me a couple and then I send them a couple.
Thank you.
That's awesome, Summer. That was very thorough. Thank you.
It's the listing side's still a hot mess, but the buyer side I've got it pretty well oiled.
A- And I'm
That's
just,
the power. That's the power of the mastermind, guys. Is
Yeah.
we're bringing our heads together and making our systems better than ever. So great question, Evelyn. Was that plenty or oh there you go. Do you have a buyer packet she put down?
I do actually, and I can send it to Joe somehow. Wait, actually no, I think I have a link. Hang on. So we created let me put it in the chat. So we created it's called Flipbook. Um I went on Canva, built my buyer's guide, and my buyer's guide literally says the exact same thing I say during my buyer's consultation, just in text form and with pretty pictures. And then this flip book will take your PDF pages and make it into like a pseudo magazine. And it sounds like you're flipping the pages of a magazine. It goes like as you click it, it sounds like you're flipping the pages of a magazine, and it's really nice. And I think it's like $10 a month or something. It's not, hang on here. I think
Yeah, those are amazing. I think Steve has one too. Don't you have like a flip book, Steve?
I just put the link in the chat there for you.
Oh, there you
let's
go,
see.
Evelyn. Compare notes, Summer. Ooh, there you go. That is sharp.
Let's see
That
here.
is sharp. Let me share my screen.
I'm gonna say, and
Yeah, Summer,
mine
we're
is
using
still
Hazine
being,
as well. Good choice.
yeah. We ours is still being tweaked because as we go, things are changing. Like now we need to redo ours because we have buyer's agency agreements, right? Like we have to go in there and add what that's all about. So yeah,
I
that's
love how it
nice.
makes that noise too.
I do too, right? It's nice. It's a little like nice little
Yeah.
magazine
Love
swoosh
it. How
sound.
much is this monthly, Steve?
Oh, it's like nothing. It's like 10 or 12 bucks a month, I think.
Yeah,
That's
it's super
Canadian too,
cheap.
so it's
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Love it.
we do photo brochures for all of our listings in Hazine, and then we have a QR code in the house that people can scan to see the photo brochure.
This is amazing. Great job, guys. Great
Yeah.
job.
I like your what makes us
Oh,
the
this is
shiz page
interesting.
there.
You what
What
now?
was that, Steve?
I like that page that says what makes us the shiz. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
Flip the page, Joe. Flip the page.
Oh, one thing I wanted to point out real quick, Summer. I don't know if this could be done, but I see somebody else do this. Right when I hover over these links, is it possible to make them click to that link, like
not
Facebook?
from not from hazing, but I could I think we can if we do it from an email drip, if that makes sense.
Got it. Absolutely. I love this. Well, it makes the dare to be different. I mean, that's marketing. You'll be
Yeah, I
memorable.
think that.
Yeah,
This is sharp.
people don't usually, they appreciate that we're not a stiff company. Like they tend to come to us anyway because we're not blazer wearing, you know what I mean?
Love it, love it. And this walks you through the timeline. I had actually somebody
Yeah.
ask me about that one time. I took that for granted and assumed they really knew because they sold
Mm-mm.
and bought a few homes with me. And they were like, it was like maybe a 2 or 3 year gap. And they said, Joe, because I asked for feedback, I go, hey, is there any feedback that suggestions to make our experience better? And they said this. And I was like, shoot, I assumed after like selling them 2, 3 homes that they got it down, but they're like, Joe, it was like 3 years ago. And so
Yeah.
this is huge, guys. Don't ever take that for granted.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a thicker book. Like it's got a lot of information, but we made it more like a I don't know. It's more like a notebook or a magazine than it is just a buyer's guide. I don't know how to explain it. We tried to make it all inclusive because I don't want them to have to ask me 900 questions. I want them to have all their, you know what I'm saying? Like I just was like, I want them to stop asking me 900 questions. So I'm going to put all their questions in this so that they stop asking me 900 things.
Yeah, yeah. Evelyn, what do you think? Well, you've got a lot of golden nuggets there.
Yeah, so you designed everything on Canva?
Uh-huh. And you can actually buy buyer's guides on Etsy for, 20, $30. They come pretty standard. You just put your headshot in the place where they belong. And I've just taken so many other people's buyer's guides from Etsy or friends or whatever, and I've smushed them all in to make sense for my business. So I would start with Etsy though. That's the easiest way.
Yeah, and it's right here, Evelyn. I don't know if you could see the screen, but yeah, this is such a very affordable, easy way to have your buyer guide, seller guide, investor guide, divorce guide, probate guide. Etsy has it all. It's amazing.
Everything, yeah. And you're talking $5 and you just put it in your Canva and tweak it.
Steve, did you also buy yours from Etsy?
No, we have ours stored in PDF format, and then we just update it accordingly, and then just upload the PDF into Hazine. But I'm going to be shamelessly stealing some of Summer's content for ours.
You know what we did for our, I'll show you our listing one. We've had a lot. I changed my listing one. I'll send you that one too. Since we're on that, hang on here, copy. So we did, in the back of our listing guides, we just changed this recently. So our listing guides now have the like we put the seller's disclosure and stuff in the back of our booklet, because I don't know how many times, I don't know if you guys deal with this, but in the very back of the book, I'm so tired of sending the seller's disclosure to them and them going, they miss a bubble, or they go, I don't know what that means, or I think you have to flip back one or two, Joe. Let's see. Is it not in that version? Hang on. Let me see here. Maybe not. I might have sent the wrong link. We have two versions. Yep, that's the wrong version. Well, in the new version we have, the back page is the seller's disclosure, and we actually went in and made notes on it so that you can, so that you know exactly what it means. Because we kept having people ask us, like, what is an easement? So now it has like a little arrow and a little box that says, this is the part that you answer if there's an easement to your property. Like, we made little notes all over the seller's disclosure with a different color, so that when it came time for them to fill it out, they weren't calling me going, I don't understand this.
That's awesome. Awesome. More questions, Evelyn? That's good stuff. Great question.
This is great. This I think I need one of these buyer magazines. So thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're
Awesome.
and we print them in bulk. Instead of making them magazine size, we print them in, what's the next size down? Like a I don't know, almost like like an iPad size, like a book size. Um, to save us money, and people don't ever complain that it's a different size. So it's like, why pay for an 8.5 by 11 when I can print it as a, 9 by 10 or something? And
Good idea. Yeah.
That's awesome. Evelyn, what I would do to kick it up a notch too is one of the things that I shared with some coaching clients is on your Google profile, if you have one, number one, you should have one. Number two, products. If you put products and put it under your Google business profile, buyer guide, seller guide, investor guide, divorce guide, probate guide, etc., before they even get it, and this would work for you too, Summer. I don't know if you've already done it, but
Mhm.
make sure they click a lead magnet funnel where they have to put their name, email, then they get
They
their
get it.
buyer guide, seller guide, whatever. But I would make multiple. So now you have multiple lead magnets on your Google profile. And if anybody searches buyer guide, seller guide, boom. But before, it's a trade-off of information. Hey, I'm gonna give you this guide. This I spent a lot of money, time, etc. Literally, you oversell it, right? Um, but you got to give me your email and name, and then it's your GHL funnel, Summer, where
Yeah,
now you can put them on a drip campaign as conversion as well.
right.
And if you put AI agents in there, it even steps it up even more. I don't know if I went over your head, Evelyn, but I would highly, highly recommend that you do that lead magnet in your Google business profile.
Working on it. Thank you.
You're
Another
welcome.
thing
You're
you could do,
welcome.
another thing you can do too, if your Google profile is just kind of like, not the greatest right now because it's not something you focused on. Once a year, I do a contest where, if you leave me a review, and I try to ask them to, like, if you're a legit, if you know me personally, please, like, if you don't know me, please don't leave a review, because then it doesn't feel effective, and it doesn't feel authentic. But I say, hey, if you've ever worked with me or you've engaged with me in any capacity that has to do with real estate, I'm giving away a $200 gift card drawing if you leave me a review. Um, and I do that like once a year just to make sure that I get a increase of reviews.
That's a great idea, Summer. And I don't know if you could see the screen, Evelyn. This is exactly what I did with my profile and look at the products. my book Flex with a Plex, Commercial Real Estate Workbook, Commercial Real Estate Masterclass, my other book here. But yeah, you click it and then you put the product name, the book, and the landing page is Amazon because you could buy it on Amazon. But with yours, if it's an ebook, make it a funnel page like Summer and
And
I
go
have
high
Go
level.
High Level,
Mhm.
and use Go High Level, ClickFunnels. You could create all kinds of funnels. I know ConvertKit has one, Kajabi has one, but any lead magnet funnel, put it down there as a trade-off. So now you capture their info.
Yeah, we have not had Google Business for about a year and a half because I changed the address and they booted me out of being verified. So we just got verified after fighting with them for a year last week. So I'm like,
Wow.
thank God. So now we can finally start loading products in because they wanted me to take a video of my building and then a video of my office, but then my office didn't look like the building because it's not the same. You know, we rent a space and it was just a nightmare chasing them. So I won't be changing my address ever again.
Evelyn, I like that. Yeah, you know what? I am having a guest speaker come in, Evelyn, on I think the 24th, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So I'm going to be promoting that like crazy. It should be a very, very big group. And if you're on there, Evelyn, maybe you could put that in the chat as a reminder. But I agree, we should be giving each other Google Business Profile reviews to really help our algorithms. So by all means, I'm all about that for sure. Another thing I wanted to share about lead magnet, and you might laugh at this, guys, and I don't mind laughing at myself. So, one of my coaching clients earlier this morning was talking about like lead magnets and funnels and YouTube and this and that. And I talked about a simple letter, and letters still work, guys. Always, always do letters. This was my first letter ever, and my wife happened to find it in the garage because she was clearing out some stuff. Dear future client, I am happy to announce that I have started a new career in real estate. This is a real letter. I am extremely excited to share this news to let you know that I am at your service, whether you're buying, selling, or investing. Know anyone who is, please call me. I worked at Prudential California Realty. That was my number. I still have my cell phone, 1998. And my other one is $200 finder fee at the close of escrow. And yeah, that's my good old mug with my wannabe Caesar haircut.
Mhm.
Looking good, Joe. Looking good.
Thank you. But
Look
that
at
was,
that 90s border.
yeah, don't you like it?
Awesome.
But yeah, letters still work. Have a lead magnet. We're going into holidays. Hopefully, you are working on your holiday season card or a Christmas card or whatever you want to call it before everybody else sends theirs. If you're sending them in December, I say that's a little bit too late. Send something now, even before Thanksgiving, if you could. Pop it in the mail. You could have some of these, you could have a incentive or just a greeting or whatever. But yeah, letters, letters, letters. And boils down to this, guys. Remember this. VAKS. Who knows what VAKS stands for?
Not me.
Definitely nobody? Write it down. Write it down. This is massive, guys. Okay, because we always think that, like, not always, but sometimes we think people are like us. Some people are visual. Some people are more auditory, audible. Some people are kinesthetic. So, like that
Mhm.
e-guide, book guide, you want to make sure it's also kinesthetic. They could actually feel it, touch it. And some people like the smell. They're more um, first priority of sensory is smell. Sometimes it's touch, kinesthetic. Sometimes it's visual. Sometimes it's audible. So when you're marketing, make sure you're not just doing YouTube, you're doing Audible or a podcast or, um, what do you call Spotify? People listen and get impacted multiple different ways. I wanted to share that as we're talking about buyer guide, seller guide, that all ties in as well. Don't just send email because some of them will say, "What email?" Pop it in the mail as well. Pop it in a text, et cetera, et cetera.
There's a
Cool.
there's a duo here in Indianapolis, and it's one of those things that's on my long list of things to eventually do. But they have kind of along the same vein. They read the book The Five Love Languages, right? It's like acts of service, giving gifts, whatever. And they actually reached out to all of their clients and asked them what their love language was. And then they categorized them in their CRM with a hashtag that was like gifts, acts of service, whatever. And then they pull from their CRM by that hashtag, whatever. If they're acts of service, they'll send them hey, here's a gift certificate um, for 20% off a house cleaner, right? Or if they like gifts, they'll send them something in the mail. Or if you know what I'm saying, so they do, or words of affirmation. Hey, I noticed. Here's a card from you saying, "Congratulations on this thing that you did that I saw on Facebook." And they nurture their clients using the five love languages, which I thought was genius.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, and also I'm glad you mentioned that book. Remember too, we've got male and female today. That other book, Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus.
Yeah.
Um, Powerful, powerful. How you talk to couples and different sexes. You really, really want to know how to relate. And I shared with somebody before, you always want to be more of a chameleon if you really want to level up big time. You want to make sure you adjust different colors, different personalities all the time.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Wow. Sometimes less is more, guys. These smaller masterminds are sometimes way more powerful. Ooh, cool. Book is free on Spotify. Thanks, Evelyn. It's really interesting. I'm glad you pointed that out, because, sometimes times are tough. You got to get leaner and smarter and be more resourceful. Um, I subscribe because I guess Amex gives me a credit for Audible. But if you're really tight with cash, YouTube, there's so many books, recorded books on YouTube. You'll get interrupted by commercials here and there, but there's so many great, great books on YouTube for free. Like what you were saying, Evelyn. So yeah, absolutely. You don't always have to spend so much money, especially when times are tough and tight.
Joe,
No
I
excuses.
paid for the YouTube membership, so I don't have to see those commercials anymore, and it makes podcasts and audiobooks so much easier.
It's funny you said that because I had another influencer say that, Steve, but here's the flip side to that. If you're studying marketing, you purposely listen to commercials and hooks because I debated with that too. And yeah, that's a great way to save time and go through it. But on the flip side, now that I'm like obsessed with marketing, I want to hear the hook. I want to hear their image. I want to see the disruptor. And I'm learning right now. I hired somebody to coach me on copy. Yeah, Chat GPT is good, but there's other frameworks in copy that are so powerful. I'm hiring the best of the best right now to coach me. And so it's crazy. I mean, I'm super excited to be sharing this wisdom with you guys because I literally hired some of the best of the best copy, funnel hackers, this and that, because I personally want to level up myself. Super excited. All right. No excuses. You either make money or make excuses. You can't do both. I love it, Evelyn.
Yeah.
Go for it, Steve.
No, I was just agreeing with Evelyn. It's free on Spotify. Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Evelyn and I share a really great contact friend who went with this gentleman by the name of Dan Pena. You want a really extreme badass coach? Visit Dan Pena. Dan Pena came up with this acronym. I'm pretty sure it was him, JFDI. JFDI. One of my alarms, believe it or not, I put FYM during middle of the day. If you understand what to stand for, I hope you do, but if not, you can learn today. FYM means F your mood. F your mood. And Dan Pena, I think, was the one who coined the phrase just effing do it.
Yeah.
JFDI. And so I would put that in big bold letters somewhere, maybe send an alarm to like snap you out of your funk sometimes. I have it as an alarm. Every single day at around 7 p.m., boom, F your mood, just post it, right? We're on social media. We got to be posting. If my team's not doing it, if I don't have it on scheduled posts, I'm going to do it. I'm going to own it. I'm going to post. Okay. So I'm glad you said that, Evelyn. All right. Summer, I think I interrupted you. Go for it.
No, no, not at all. You're good.
Cool, cool, cool. Mr. Kabacha, tell me what's going on. Any latest, greatest you want to share or ask?
No, sorry, I was late today. I was just talking to a client about an offer, but latest and greatest. Good grief. Oh man, I dove deep into one of our ad spends yesterday, looking at our Google pay-per-click and the trends over the last 12 months. We get a monthly update from the company that helps us with that. And so I was looking deep into the ad spends and realizing that there's a place to grow in there on the organic SEO stuff and how to do it. So I started putting together some stuff to update our website a little bit on the back end so that it's a little more SEO rich, a little better organic traffic, because it's funny that that's just been stagnant for about a year and a half. So just found a
Nice.
really easy way to improve that. So that's the benefits. One of our other coach that Len always talks about, Steve Shrout, he suggested for my personality type that I take at least twice a week. I have an hour of just notifications turned off, just let my brain free flow. And that's what came up yesterday. Was I saw this email, dove deep, pulled out 12 months of records, spent an hour digging through data, and came up with some really good stuff. So just one of those things that helped me out.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Steve, if you don't mind sharing, Summer's newer to the group, who you
Yeah.
are, your team, volume, etc. Evelyn, I don't know if you know Steve very well, but yeah, maybe a minute or two about that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So I live in Calgary, Alberta. I'm a managing partner with Lenti Wong and Associates, and Candace Lee Walker, who's also in this group, but she's on vacation this week. But we run a team of about 10 agents. We do a little over 200 deals a year. We're scaling up to get to 300 in the next year, 18 months. And and so we came to Tom Ferry and Joe Mendoza looking for scaling and growth advice there. And one of the things that we've done locally is we work with a coach who uses a program based on the Clifton Strengths program. It's got 36 personality characteristics, and you kind of takes your top 10 and your bottom 5, and you maximize your strengths and you work on managing your weaknesses. And that's been a game changer for me. Like I was just mentioning to Joe, I'm very, very, very strong on the kind of strategic introverted side, and I like to think. And so that's one of the suggestions that Steve made, was just turn off your notifications, lock yourself away twice a week. Don't let Len or Candace bother you, and just have some time to think about big ideas and plan out, plan some steps and things like that. And that's been a game changer for me. But we're 3 totally different people running this team, but we work really well together. Just a huge level of trust and camaraderie there.
I have a question for you, Steve.
Yeah.
As I am also the creative chaos, like I have a million ideas in my brain, and I don't even need to turn off for an hour to just, because I just will literally be standing in line at Kroger and then something hits me and I'm like, oh my God, we should do this. So I guess my question for you is, great, now you've got this crazy idea. How are you implementing when you have 900 really good ideas? Like, are you just high?
That's well
Like, does
for
that make
me.
sense? Yeah, I'm struggling with that.
Yeah, because you're a lot like Len, who's the founder of our company. You're a lot like him. Like he'll come in and he'll just spout off 17 different things. And
Yeah.
or I'll get emails and texts from him just randomly. I have no idea what the context is, but there's something there, right? And so that's that kind of creative chaos that works for Len, because he's always got something going. And then eventually he spits something out and it makes sense and we can implement it. I'm a little more on I like to look at it a little more deeply, plan it out, take the steps and do it. But I need the time in my own head to do it. I don't like, I'm just, when I'm standing in Kroger or wherever, like here it would be Sobeys, but if I'm standing there and I have that idea, I have to put it in my phone and I have to make a note of it. And then I have to have a reminder to revisit it the next time I'm sitting down for thinking time, because I have to take that quiet time to really get deep into it, to really understand it. Yeah, like Joe put in the comments, they're a more implementer. Yeah, like I
Oh
have the
yeah,
ideas and stuff, but I like to do them, right? And whereas it sounds like you and Len are the visionaries, and you have big ideas, but you need someone to help you do them.
yeah. I have like 5 support staff right now because
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm like, ooh, I should do this thing, and they're like, okay, Summer, and then I'm like, all right, here's
Yeah,
my
well,
idea, take it.
we just can, I was just convinced to hire a project manager about 3 months ago, and that was one of the best things I've ever been forced to do, because a lot of the ideas I have and a lot of the implementations I want to do, I really can't do them because I'm managing agents, I'm managing clients, and all this other stuff. And so, just by hiring her, 3 new websites, a whole bunch of new social media, um, managed a whole bunch of onboarding content, onboarding creativity for new agents versus more experienced agents. Rebuilt a lot of our client publications. All these things I've been wanting to do for a year. She's managed almost all of it in 3 months, and now I have to just keep churning out things for her to do.
Listen, send her out if she wants a part-time somewhere else. I got plenty.
Oh
That's
no,
great.
I've got stuff for her. Like we're putting out a new social media. We're gonna do some social media marketing for downsizers, right? So
Oh, nice.
she has to build the website and the funnel and the Zapier integrations with Follow Up Boss from YouTube. So she's working on that right now.
Nice.
Love it.
That's
Yeah,
Love it.
she's
awesome.
awesome
All right,
because
we got
she
two
does the
more
whole
minutes,
thing.
guys. 2 more minutes, so I got to hop on to my 9 o'clock. Great share, Steve, Summer, Evelyn. Great
Well,
connecting. Any
thank you.
last comments, questions, anything?
Welcome to the club, Summer. It's good to have you, Evelyn. Always good to talk to you as well.
Put
Yeah,
your
thanks.
info in
I'm
the chat,
excited.
guys. Put your info in the chat before we hang up. Email, phone number, handle, Google, whatever you want to put. I want us always to get stronger and stay connected.
I'm gonna say
Love
my
it.
socials are the same everywhere.
And Summer, you're going to be in
So
San Diego, right?
yeah, I'll be in San Diego in January at the Elite Retreat.
Same with
I'll see
Steve.
you
He'll be
there.
there.
Oh
Yeah,
yay!
Yep.
We'll have to cross paths.
We're going to have tacos together,
absolutely.
all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah. The Mendoza mastermind over tacos.
Hey,
Love
listen,
it.
I'm down
Heck
with
yeah.
that.
Let's go. Love it.
Well, I appreciate
Amazing.
everybody today. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise, likewise. Have an
Yeah,
amazing
thank
day,
you.
guys. This was powerful. Sharing is caring, and it all helps us level up. So keep doing it, keep showing up, and have an incredible week.
Thanks, you guys too. Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.